myself have not touched on that because we don't design blueprints and stuff, but it would require someone like me to program the luminosity. It has a bunch of sensors which will be needed for data collection. So the luminosity, soil pH level. Um, what else? Can somebody help me with the rest? Um, I can't remember.
I think
push St. Kitts and Nevis up in the map in terms of technology. So we are running fast, and we're hoping that we capture all of those things as we go ahead. For any private sector agency who want to come on board with us, we're actually still open. We're open to work with any private sector to develop programs for young people, and also to ensure that we have all of our mandates met. And these mandates that we have are not mandates that was just pulled out of the sky. These are important mandates to ensure the stability of St. Kitts and Nevis on the economical front. All right? Because 10, 15, 20 years from now, we do not know what is going to happen. But if we're able to secure the area of technology as one of our growing industry, then I believe that St. Kitts and Nevis will be actually safe. We still have our projects that we're working on, like the humanoid technology. We have the robotics technology that we're working on, on the Sknrc, and I can expand some more about that as we go along.
It's completely all right, Dr. Neil. You're always welcome in here to just shell it, as we like to call it. I keep rhyming. That's rhyming. But yes, guys, as you guys heard from Dr. Neil himself, he is the Tony Stark who's going to be building the Avengers headquarters. So, so we're going to go quickly on a short break, and when we are back, we're going to check in again with Petrina, who's going to give us some information on the robotics challenges, the STEM talks, training sessions, and so forth that's coming up, I believe, because I'm right now on First Global's website getting some information so I can pickle you about it. And Dr. Neil, we are going to be talking a little bit more about the different things you have planned in store for the youths within the Federation right after this break.
TDC Automotive is paying for you. Deposit? We're paying. 3-month installments? We're paying. Pay nothing for 3 months because we are paying. Take a moment, catch your breath, and roll out with ease. Save over $20,000 off your new Toyota Hiace because TDC Automotive is paying. Get your Toyota Hiace today. TDC Automotive, #1 for a reason. Terms and conditions apply.
How was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait. So we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely, y'all don't know about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, okay, hey, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, alright, ooh,
we're gonna keep it lively.
Okay.
Learning here is likely.
Hey.
When we're talking IT. IT.
Yeah, hey,
Today we're talking IT.
know your computers, this for the viewers.
Today we're talking IT.
We are the tutors, we got the humor, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Okay.
Learning here is likely.
Learn to hear is likely, so let's start IT.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. So just give you a quick recap. We have Dr. Ricardo Neil, the man, the myth, the legend. We have the 2021 First Global, the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics team, the team captain, Petrina Pereira, the team programmer, Michael Shaw, and your guest host for the night, Sanjeev Suresh. So we just, Dr. Neil was able to give us a rundown on the different mandates and programs and possibilities that are coming up for the youths with the Federation, with the OECS, Robotics Association, the Marine Drone Competition, the St. Kitts and Nevis National Robotics Competition, and so forth. Along with that, we had Petrina and Michael emphasize on the different challenges they would have had to accomplish throughout the first global season thus far. And I think it's mid-season right now with about 5 to 6 weeks left. Katrina, can you just back me up on that?
Yeah, 5 or 4 weeks left.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's
So,
going quickly.
yeah, time's flying, because I remember last year time stood still for us last year because we had way too many things to do at once. And I think last year that's when Dr. Neil had come up with this idea to have our own robotics competition locally. And so
Yeah.
we were back and forth between that, the competition, IIT. So for us, time stood still. I
Well,
don't know.
as a matter of fact, we should have had the we should have had can you hear me?
It's not we can hear you.
Okay, right. So as a matter of fact, we actually should have had what we call Sknrc last year. And for those of you who are wondering what is Sknrc, right? That is the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Challenge. So we wanted to bring, which is going to happen anyway. We actually had planned to have a robotics challenge among all the high schools, where we pull all the high schools together. We choose teams. As a matter of fact, the write-up is done. Everything is done already. Budget is done. Everything is done already. So it was scheduled to be taking place last year, where all the teams, well, we select teams rather from the high schools. Let me slow down, I'm going too fast. We select teams from the high schools and mentors, and then we would have trained them what to do, and then we would put them on the field to actually, compete. So basically, what we had planned to do is to mimic what would have taken place on the international front and bring it right here to St. Kitts and Nevis. So we do understand that when we travel overseas to represent St. Kitts and Nevis, we cannot take the entire schools with us. We can't take everybody. I know a lot of persons who like to travel with us to represent their country. We can't take everybody with us. So to actually alleviate that stress and to maintain the excitement with the young people, our plan, is to develop, and what we have developed already, which is called Sknrc, where all the high schools participate in an international competition that we would have created. And out of that, a number of skill set would be developed, like problem solving skills, teamwork skills, communication skills. So a number of skill set would be created just by having that level of competition. And as a matter of fact, we actually did see that when we had the underwater drone challenge, that the teams were able to work together. As a matter of fact, Michael, who is here, was a part of, I think, the winning team. Yeah. Michael was a part of the winning team. Yeah, so Michael was a part of the winning team, and Michael is over here now on the robotics team again. So Michael is a man who is all in the technology front. All right. So that particular competition is actually coming up. We are working on it, and we'll be going to the different ministries to make sure approvals are given and so forth, and to ensure that the COVID protocols and all of that is actually enforced. But what we do not want to do, we do not want to, as a result of the COVID, situation that is happening, we actually stop being progressive. And I think that is one thing that we have to learn. We have to learn to adapt, transform, and manifest. And so we on the Sknrc side, what we are doing is that we are, adapting and we are transforming. And so even if we have to have competitions online, we're going to have it. But we're definitely not going to slow down the skill set that we have, because we're having a crisis. And I think that is what we were praised for. I believe it was last year. The Governor General and among other persons actually, praised us for the fact that we did not stop because of the COVID. I believe the governor for ECCB, yes, he did speak well about the fact that we actually continued, even though within that time frame where persons were kind of dazed out with this situation happening with COVID, and person wasn't sure what to do. The robotics team was actually competing. So while everybody was kind of dazed out, not sure what to do, we were there communicating with persons overseas, building alliances, coming up with ideas, going to ZIZ, some people freezing up, can't talk, but anyway. All right, so we had all kind of things last year. So it was fun last year. Yes, so Petina, yeah, other persons, went to the same thing. So those are some of the things that we have planned. We really wanted to kick off last year with the St. Kitts and Nevis National Robotics Challenge, but that did not happen. But what we did, we put in place of that the Underwater Drone Challenge. But by the end of this year, again, everyone will hear what is going to be, when we actually kick off the National Robotics Challenge. Now, I want to say before time run out, I want to say thanks to TDC for supporting this venture. I think I'm actually excited. TDC has played a great role within St. Kitts and Nevis to actually ensure that youth development comes first. And I wasn't surprised when the personnel from WinFM called me and say, hey, Dr. Neil, TDC want to come on board to support this venture. I was actually excited. So TDC coming from Dr. Neil from Sknrc, thank you for supporting the Let's Talk IT show. I'm hoping that you support many other ventures that we have coming up. And I'm sure the other private sector agencies will do the same. I would like to call out some of the companies that would have assisted with the Underwater Drone Challenge, but I don't want to get myself in trouble. So I promise first at the next show I will call out the names of the companies that actually supported the Underwater Drone Challenge that actually happened recently. I just want to also mention ECCB and the governor for ECCB. He is in full support of the Robotics Association to ensure that we move in the right direction. And so he has helped us a lot in terms of assigning the various personnel to us to ensure that our books are right, to ensure our procedures are right. And so we're actually grateful for that. So yeah, I'm just being grateful. I'm actually happy. I must say I'm happy. From the very first day Sknrc was formed, I was happy. We have been through a lot of rough road, but we're still here. We're still here. Our focus, yes, is to take on a kind of Iron Man perspective.
And that's Tony Stark talking to you guys. So, all right. I just got some news while Dr. Neil was just speaking about the association. I just got some news on my phone, which is intriguing. Apparently, a few social media sites have gone down around the world right now. So the ones that everyone's talking about is Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and Flickr. Apparently, most persons around the world are not able to access it. And what the support teams have just said is that it might be either that someone is trying to interfere with them through a DDoS attack. And for the viewers who don't know what's a DDoS attack, let me just quickly give you guys a rundown, because at the end of the day, we are Let's Talk IT and we talk about IT. So a DDoS attack, or also known as a distributed denial of service, is a cyber attack that can be it's malicious, of course. It's usually attacked on networks, services, or servers. Now, as in college with Dr. Neil, I would have tried creating my own virtual server, and I tried DDoSing it, and I learned that it is basically a malicious attack where you are overwhelming the server to the point where it is going to crash. That server is not going to be able to keep it up. So
it's a popular attack these days. A popular attack these days. It's very common these days. A lot of companies are actually falling prey to that particular attack. We're not saying that that's the attack that is going on with the social pages, right? That is all assumption. Just that
yes.
That is happening these days a lot.
Yes, and the reason I speak of DDoS right now for the social media is because 90% of the internet right now is speaking that it's a DDoS attack. And the persons who are speaking it are gamers, particularly. Because if for those who don't know, games are one of the best places you can relate to a DDoS attack. And just so you know, Sknrc and IITA are fully firewall proofed. It is protected. So for those who think that they might come on and their information might be leaked and so on, you don't have to worry about that. We have a 24/7 team that's constantly working on there. So any issues come up, you have our hotline numbers, which is 661-7417. Call in and we have someone who's always there for you. So Adidas Attack now, I don't think it's that. I think it's something else.
I don't know. I don't know. But as you mentioned about Sknrc, our website is highly secure. It is highly protected, and you know, sometimes you're actually because you're within technology, something you take it for granted, the level of security that you have, and when you begin to match against other person's security, you realize that they don't really have much security, right? But for Sknrc and IITA, which is skillsacademy.tech, all of those sites are highly protected. Whether we're talking about on a private server or anything of that nature, we do have those things. So we do a lot of block in terms of malicious IP addresses. So if there's any IP addresses that we identify that is actually malicious, we flag those IP addresses and we block them, and then we investigate where these IP addresses are actually located. And we use a separate server to actually do our investigation. So in the event of what we call a spill, then we don't really have anything affecting our data that we have. So our data is highly secure, and that is one thing that I like, the fact that as we venture and as we transform St. Kitts and Nevis into this tech city, if you will, right? We are paying close attention to security. The security is important, is very important. So we can have all the tech we want, but we have to have security and have security that is constant. And it doesn't mean that you won't get breached, but as soon as you get a breach, you're able to patch that breach quickly and investigate and move on. So we are highly secured where our data is concerned.
So for those who are actually hearing in and asking, why do you need to have security? Here's a funny thing that I just read on Reddit. Why do you have a security guard for your business and not for your phone, when your online banking information is on your phone and your laptops? Which one is the most secure? That has to be, would be technology. So at the end of the day, you need to make sure that which device you're using is completely secure. And for persons who like to do some unnecessary things and go to unnecessary websites on the laptops and so on, you could click certain links, and those links are literal, like what do you call those? Diverters. They're probably just going to take you to like YouTube or somewhere, but that particular link is going to allow someone else to get access to your system. And I think we had an episode, I think it was episode 20, where we had Dr. Neil and Miss Alia Paulius, who was with us, where we were talking about cybersecurity. And during that time, Miss Paulius did say that, she said, and I agreed, that I used to actually hack some of my friends' systems just to learn. And, let me not say hack, system penetration. And I used to just do this on friend systems just to learn what I'm doing. And from experience, I can tell you that do not click any links, that even emails you could get from, it probably will look completely safe and secure, but do not click on it.
Well, I'm hoping you're not advising persons to go and try to hack their friend's account.
No, absolutely not.
So no, security is very, very important. I think before that episode we were talking about
cryptocurrency. No, we're talking about cryptocurrency and it's how it's being stolen.
yeah, and we're talking about the fact that security is important and that kind of stuff. And I
Right.
think following week there was a cyber attack here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I was saying I'm hoping that they don't think that we're involved because we actually spoke about it the week before and then the following week
Right.
happened. So it's important to actually secure whatever we're doing.
But something that we do, well, at least the persons that I am acquainted with, like persons we are acquainted with, we learn, even when you're learning like these things, they teach you how it is attacked and then they teach how to secure it. And I think that's what I did. I learned that, and then Dr. Neil taught me how to secure that because I do not know how to do it myself. So we actually have one of our members, and I spoke about this last week, Mr. Jervik Lapsley, who just got his trifecta in CompTIA with the A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. And I think we have another person, Dr. Neil can correct me if I'm wrong, his name is Fabio, who also has the same trifecta.
Right. So yes, so we have a number of persons who have been looking into that area to look on cybersecurity, which is very important in this time. The certification, I think, I do know that CompTIA, which is the organization across the world. Yes, Jervik, I want to shout out Jervik. I'm seeing Jervik on Facebook. Yes, Jervik. So Jervik within Sknrc is actually a certified cybersecurity specialist. So he did his certifications in that area. So if you guys want to get in contact with Jervik, to provide some level of security to the organization, just shout Sknrc out and we will get to you guys. So we have a number of persons who are showing progress under the association. And for those of you who do not know who Jervik is, well, you should know. Jervik is one of the first members of the robotics team in 2017 when we traveled for the very first time. It was just what, 4 of us? Or 3 of us? 4 of us? 4 of us?
I think it was Xavier, Jermilia, and Jervik.
Xavier Shaw, Jermilia Henry, Jervik Lapsley, and me. So it was 4 of us for the first time. And so, so that is Jervik. So Jervik was able to actually now complete in his certification and still pushing forward. So he's still progressing in these different areas. So security is important, and so it's always good to lean on that area.
All right. So guys, I'm just letting you guys know about all of this security base purely because of what I'm seeing on social media right now. And also I've received 2 emails today that looks very suspicious. So I'm just letting you know everyone who has received something like this today or sometime this week or so on, do not click links that look so weird. Because I think even Dr. Neil did a test on his own class, us, where he sent a link which was, I think, AMZN for Amazon. And that was not, for us, we can tell which is not the right link.
Oh yes, so I think that was a very interesting test. So for those of you wondering what really happened, so what I did, so we actually have a course. For those of you who know me well, I'm a lecturer, so I lecture in the area of in information technology, computer science, and those very interesting areas. So with my class, I did a test. So I just sent them a link. I sent them a malicious link to see what they would do. And when I checked the data in the back end, almost all of them clicked on the link, right? Thinking that they won a prize. So that in itself was a perfect demonstration of the fact that we need to pay keen attention to the things that we're doing. All right, pay very keen attention. But Sanjay, before we actually run down to the last minute, I think we want to get just a feel from the 2 team members that we have here, as in how has the experience been so far? Have they been learning a lot? And what advice would they give to young people out there who want to be a part of the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association?
Oh yes, indeed. Let's start with Petrina, the team captain.
Well, for me so far, it has been a really great experience. Apart from doing work and learning stuff, I was able to make new friends. We also were able, We were able to gain literary skills, analytic skills, where we had to analyze the issue that we found and come up with ways to solve it. Um, what was the next question? I forget it.
And what advice would you give to young people out there who want to be a part of the association or the robotics team?
Well, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, the robotics team is open to anyone. Once you're interested in robotics team, this is the way to go. It really gives you experience in all the fields, and that is one of the reasons why I joined the team, to gain experience. And once you join, not only will you gain that, but you will gain friendships. You will definitely learn more things you never knew even existed. You will learn about. So it's really a good thing to get yourself involved with.
And yes, before we do more on to Michael, Petrina, you said you joined the team, but how did you find about the team?
During last year's challenge, I would have seen a few social media posts that last year's team would have made, and it really drew my interest because they looked like they were having fun. And this year, I made it my business to join the team. I was scrolling through social media. I saw that they would have posted because I followed them after seeing what would have happened. So I would advise you guys to follow the social media pages and really get to know what's going on with the team and how you can join.
Of course. For all the viewers right now, you know what to do. If you want to be updated on everything Sknrc, check out our socials, which are Instagram, Facebook, Flickr, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Sknrc, the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, and SKN Robotics Association on YouTube. So, Michael, the same question applies to you. What have you learned skills, and what would you say about for the other youths in the country?
What I have learned. I've learned many things, especially when we went to the farm with John, as Katrina mentioned before. He explained so much things that I was not taught in school or by parents that I could actually apply at my house in my own little farm, my family, which I was very grateful for. And I would say for anyone who would like to join, any young people who love to join, you will not regret it. If I remember last year, we had two very young members, 12, 13, Nicholas and
Joshua.
Joshua friend.
Yes.
You could even ask them yourself how much fun we had. We went out, took pictures, played mess with each other. Same thing still happens now, even though they might not be here. I'm sure they would love to come back. They probably didn't know it was continuing or whatever. But they had fun. And this now, you will not regret it. Right now, only thing left is normally what everyone do on the team, bully Katrina, and that's it.
One thing I must say that since the challenge has begun, well, I started off being shy. I had a fear of speaking out loud, in public. And from the interviews so far, I have grown into it, and that's a real improvement for me.
Yeah, I think most former participants would have gone to the same thing. I remember last year when we were at ZIZ, and
yes,
some persons froze up, literally froze up, and then they were able to get over it and continue. So there's a number of skill set actually comes out of the team. So apart from building and designing, you have those social skills that is developed at the same time.
So yes, guys, for all those tuning in, you should definitely follow us on our social media pages so you know when you could join for even next year's team. And within the robotics team, you actually learn a lot of skill sets, leadership skills, teamwork, You're going to learn engineering skills, scientific skills, mathematical, calculative skills, a lot of things. So you definitely should join now. And why don't you join the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association as well? Check out our website, sknrc.org. Click on Become a Member. Click on the membership code and just, drop your information and join us today. So,
and I think that's one of the beautiful things about the Robotics Association. There's no charge, it's free. Anybody could join. It's free. And I think that is extremely generous of us to actually open everything to be free like that. So the Robotics Association, it's a free membership. You can join for free. For now anyway, we don't know what's gonna happen down the road, but for free. We have a total of close to 200 members so far, young people right across St. Kitts and Nevis, leading all the way into, I think, is Ukraine, if my memory
Belgium.
Belgium? Okay, Belgium. Belgium. We do have persons in Miami. We have some of our members in Miami who are studying at FIU. We also have members in Monroe, Monroe studying. So we have a number of our members span right across, the globe, if you will. And we have friends all over the world. We have friends right now in Afghanistan. I'm sure you guys have seen what's going on in Afghanistan. So the Afghan team who participated in 2017, I think, they're trying to get out. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll get the information soon. So we have friends all over right now. So that's the great thing about the Robotics Association. And also, being a part of the Robotics Association means that the executive director, who is Shaki Benjamin, once you're a member, you're an active member, then whatever perks that comes under the association is, directed to you also. For example, preparing reference letters for you when you're going away to universities and so forth, because universities overseas really and truly want to know that students are participating in innovative things, great activities. They want to know that you're part of Robotics Association, engineering industries. That's what they want to know. And so being a part of the association, the benefit of getting a reference from the association is that will actually go very, very far.
All right. Unfortunately, I would love to continue this conversation with Dr. Neil, the man, the myth, the legend, of course, and with this robotics team, Miss Patrina Pereira and Michael Shaw. But unfortunately, we are reaching the end of our time. So, as always, the time is flying these days. Like Patrina mentioned, time's flying. So, guys, Promo Plug has to come back. We discontinued Promo Plug, but I guess we have to bring him back temporarily. So, Promo Plug in the studio right now. Tune in every other Tuesday on 98.9 Win FM to join your host, Naim Richardson, as we uncover the various realms within IT and STEAM. We also go live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch at Win Media SKN. Let's Talk IT is also available on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. Now, to be updated on everything SKNRA, check out our socials, which are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, and LinkedIn at SKNRA. The St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association or SKN Robotics Association on YouTube. And to be updated on everything IITAE, check out our socials, which are Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at IITAE or YouTube on IITA Ltd. Now, a big shout out to our sponsors, SKNRA, the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, IITA, the International Information Technology Academy of Excellence, and TDC. And we'll see you guys until next time. Peace out.
Shopping with TDC just got much easier. Here's how. Log on to shoptdcgroup.com. Shop at your convenience at any time from anywhere.